All right, this is Frank Salinas here. Thank you for being here. We're about to get started. Hopefully, everybody is doing good. We're going to get going here in just a moment. Thank you for attending. And we got a different background today. I moved my desk. Here at the Grooveplex, we put in some new carpet and been moving things around. So I have a new home for the moment for today. So that's why my background is different. But I'll probably be back next week with a different background. I'm going to try to change it up. So anyway, we're going to get started here in just a second. Hopefully everything is going good on your end. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let me know if you can hear me. I have my little confidence phone showing me what's going on. Let me know if, in the comments where you're tuning in from. And if you want to, if you'd like for your name to show up when you ask a question or make a comment, make sure you're connected and have your Facebook account linked to StreamYard by going to StreamYard.com/Facebook, making that connection. And then, of course, we'll be able to see who it is that's making a comment or asking a question. So, all right, let's see where we got people coming in from. We have Austin, Texas in the house. Thank you, Johnny, for being here. Let's see who else is going to make a comment. We'll get going here in just a second. Mr. Garcia is really been going crazy with the cat lover conventions, and he's at another cat lover convention, so he could not make it today. So he'll probably join us. Hopefully next week he'll be here to join us. So New Hampshire, thank you, Jeremy, for tuning in and making a comment. We're going to get going here. We're going to do some stuff that most people don't want to talk about. It's usually not very exciting, but it's things you got to do that do with your store before you go live, simply because you don't want to leave these pages untouched and unedited. So let's see who else. Hello, Nancy. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We're about to get going. It is now 2 past 4 o'clock, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to get rocking and rolling. So we're going to continue with our training series on building our store from the ground up using GrooveKart, getting started in the e-commerce industry. So let's go ahead and share my screen. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. And after that, we will probably just take some questions. And then next weekend, Mr. Garcia will be back and we will dive deeper into more finally getting closer and closer to launching some campaigns here so you can see us, send traffic to our My Cat Swag store. Okay. We have Montreal, Quebec, I believe, in the house, Canada. All right. Let's get rocking and rolling. So I'm going to share my screen. And let's go here. All right. So we're in our GrooveKart store. Let me add this to the stream. We're in our GrooveKart store called mycatswag.com. If you haven't seen that store, this is the one that John Garcia and I have been working on. Okay, when he's not at the Cat Lover Convention, this is what we've been working on. And some of our products are already here. Again, we haven't, when we go live, we will have the categories edited so that you can see all the different categories and things like that. I think today I'm going to show you how to do a couple of things here that's not very sexy, not very exciting. However, it is necessary for when you are going live and you want to start sending traffic to your store, okay? So with that being said, we're going to cover these 3 pages down here, okay? The privacy, the terms and conditions, and the return and refund policy, all right? So let me show you where you access that. So you go inside of GrooveKart. And actually, before I do that, let me mention the builder has been updated. We do have the new version of the builder. I covered that last weekend. However, there will be a couple more updates to the builder in the next 24 hours and then over the weekend as well, and possibly a third one next week. So some of the things you see here will be updated. So as you can see, like here, this stuff here is over to the left, okay? And then other sections might be to the left in your store, Okay. One of the updates that they will be making will be shifting everything, putting it back in the center. Even though you see things to the left, like it does here, I was looking at it earlier and I was making some changes. So I made things go to the middle. But on the actual main page of your store, on your product page and your home page, everything looks fine. Everything is looking properly. It's just in the builder. On most stores, things are shifted to the left. So have no fear. There is an update coming. They're either going to roll that update out today or tomorrow. And that's going to put everything back to where it's visually in the middle. However, anything that's been done to your store before the builder update was released, it should not have affected your store, and your store should look good the way it is. It's just in the builder right now. It looks like things are shifted to your left, but that's going to be fixed with an update, as well as we have received some of your screenshots and videos that you've shared with us. I've given those to the developers and they've made changes to the builder. So again, that was the first builder version was released last week. More updates are being done in the background as we speak and overnight and through the weekend. So just know this builder is getting better and better and better. We thank you for your patience. And listen, I encourage you, especially if you have no store yet, to get in here and start setting up a theme how you want it, okay? Because there's no time like the present. You know, like they say, when's the best time to plant a tree? Well, the best time was 20 years ago, or the next best time is right now. So same thing with your e-commerce store. You want to get started with it and start doing something with it now, okay? And so that's just a quick update on the builder. If it looks like it shifted to the left, there is an update coming that will put everything back in the center for you and make it look properly in the builder. However, your storefronts should look fine, okay? So with that being said, we're going to edit these very easily, very quickly, the privacy, terms, condition, and the refund, etc. So what do? So you go to these settings down here, and you have a place called legal pages. So let me open up two different links. So I'm going to open up the store information section, and then we're going to go to legal pages. And the reason why is because if you scroll down, I'm going to go do this really easily. If you scroll down, you will see here, it says the name of the store, but then it says city and state of My Cat Swag, and then phone 1111111. So you need to update that. So always make sure that before you go live, you make these changes so that, first of all, when someone goes, there's going to be always a small percentage, I would say 5%, that go click on pages like this to read your terms, to read, what your refund policy is, things like that. You're not going to make a sale guaranteed if you send them to a page and it has 11111 state and city instead of actually the details of your store, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to go in here and grab the address we have, okay? By the way, this is just a mailing address. Don't ever try to visit there. No one's going to be there, okay? So just so you know. I believe we had one time a member go to that address and nobody was there. It's just a mailbox, okay? So with that being said, here we want to edit that. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to make it look a little bit nicer. And then I'm going to put the address and then the phone number. I believe we had our 1-800 number. There is no phone there. Let me go grab one. I believe we have one at Groove Digital. I believe it's a voicemail. So again, if you want to talk to me, you're not gonna be able to reach me there. So let's just get that number, and we'll go back and let me just paste it here so I can grab that. Okay. So I'm just gonna grab that number, and I'm gonna put it right here. All right. Now, by default, it's going to show the email address of your GrooveKart domain with your subdomain in there. So when you connect your store, it takes on, your main top level domain when you connect it, right? But when you first launch it, it's going to have your subdomain.groovekart.com. So you want to change that. So in this case, again, what we're going to do is we're going to go mycatswag.com. So, but I'm going to show you a little thing you can do here as well. So I'm going to go here. Again, this is not, sexy, exciting stuff, but it's stuff that you need to do before you go live. So it might take you 10 minutes to do it. It'll take longer here because I'm adding my commentary. So I'm just going to hit save on this page. Now, what I'd like to show you though is this. So if I go to edit, actually, let's see. Let me just double check. Okay. So let me control F. So that's what I want to show you. This is a cool little feature that we have inside our legal pages section. If you control F, I don't know what the shortcut is in Apple. I'm not an Apple guy. But what's cool is I can find and replace, okay, these certain texts that I want to replace. And I'm going to show you what. I'm looking for mycatswag.groovekart, and I want to replace it with mycatswag.com. Now, I'm pretty sure it's in there more than once. Okay, so let's look for it. And I'm just going to move it up a little bit, and let's find. And as you can see, it highlighted it twice in the background, if you can see that. So I'm going to replace. Okay, and then I'm going to replace it again. And as you can see, it's changing it. See it back there? Let me replace. All right, and then I'm going to find it. Could not find anything else. So I'm just going to copy that just in case. So now what that did was it's now doing business as the top level domain that I have set up, right? mycatswag.com, okay? So with that being said, let's go down and let me hit save. Now these terms of service were provided for you. However, you can modify them as you see fit, as they need to be in your country, in your state. Okay, everyone's jurisdictions, everyone's locality, principalities, everyone's different counties, states. Everything is different for everyone around the world. So you need to customize this to fit your needs. Okay, this is just a framework that you can use, and then you can build upon it and edit it. Okay. Now, this isn't legal advice or anything here. We recommend you definitely, if you want to check with someone that's, a lawyer or something like that, to look over this kind of stuff, to edit as you see needed to be done in your country, in your state, cities, etc. Okay. So I'm going to go down here, and we have a privacy policy. Again, same thing. This is a framework, and you can edit, take out things as you need, that you see fit, how you're going to conduct business. I recommend you read through these so that you can take out, edit, modify anything that you feel the need to modify. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to control F, and I'm going to see if there's mycatswag.groovekart, and I'm going to replace it with mycatswag.com. Okay. Again, very boring stuff, but this is stuff that you need to have replaced, edited before you go live. So let's go here. Nothing there. That's great. So I don't have to worry about anything here. So let's go down. Now, here is the information. As you can see, it says support at mycatswag.com. So what I'm going to do is change this. It says mycatswag.groovekart. So I'm going to change it like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing like I did earlier. I'm going to make this look proper. And then I'm going to get the address. So I'm going to grab that address. I'm going to put it like that. I'm going to save. Okay. Now, again, not the greatest, sexiest things to go training over, but that's okay. So if I go to terms and conditions and visit this page, you will see at the bottom that it took on those changes that we made here. Okay. So let's go back, and we will go to the bottom, The bottom is going to take a little bit more changing on your part. Okay. So here it says my cat swags apostrophe S shipping policy. I'm just going to change that to shipping policy. Okay. And then domestic shipping policy. All this in blue needs to be edited by you so that you can make it reflect what you want it to reflect. Okay, so we're just going to do a sample thing here. I recommend if you want to if you want to get ideas, what I recommend, what I've done with my stores is I offer typically a 30-day refund period from the time that they receive the item. If the item shows up damaged, like it got damaged in the mail, or it has any kind of rips or tears, when they take it out of the package, then I will replace it. And then everything else is usually on a case-by-case basis. Custom products, like let's say you're selling some kind of custom item that is not something you drop ship. You can determine that you will not refund custom items. It's all totally up to you. I've also seen people do refund periods of 7 days from the time that they receive it. So if prospect Bob or customer Bob emails you on the 8th day after the tracking shows they received it, then you could say, I'm sorry, this doesn't qualify for refund. It's all totally up to you what you want. I've seen other stores have no refund policy. It's totally dependent on you. The typical, though, is about a 30-day refund. You don't want to give something too long either, like 90 days, or go extreme, like, we're doing internet marketing and there's a 12-month refund policy, nothing like that. I would say 30 days is a good refund policy. And then processing time, things like that, we're going to go into it right now. And so so let's just go through the blue stuff and let's edit it as I might edit it for this store. Okay. Shipment processing time. All orders are processed within 3 to 5. Let me actually just take that out. Within 3 to 5 business days. Okay. Now, state whether or not shipments or deliveries occur on weekends or holidays. Communicate what the customer should expect if your company experiences high volume of orders. If they should expect any delays, let them know how. Okay, so what I've seen other people do, and what you can do as well, is look at other store policies that are similar to yours. Maybe you're just selling strictly T-shirts, hoodies, and print-on-demand items. So you can look at other stores that sell similar items, clothing stores and online stores that sell these print-on-demand items, and see what their shipping policies are. I've seen policies that shipping and refund policies say, our goal is your satisfaction. If for any reason you're not happy, contact us and we will figure things out to make it right. Something to that effect. It's very blanket. So it's very general. It just says, hey, we want you happy. This is completely a section that is entirely up to you how you want to do it. And I recommend you visit, more than a few stores and get an idea for the general policy that you want to create when it comes to shipping and things like that. Okay. So here, what we can say, it says, we can go like this. You will receive a tracking number with typically within 10 days of ordering. Okay. Now I'm doing 10 days to be very, to under promise. If we're delivering products right now in our store from T-Launch and Printful, chances are within 10 days, the item's already at the door. Okay. So I'm doing this to under promise so that I don't say, oh, you're going to get a tracking within 48 hours and it actually takes, 4 days. Then I'm having people complain. Okay. Customize the following. Shipping charges for your order will be calculated and displayed at checkout. Okay. So here you could change this. Okay. You could say something like this: standard shipping. Okay. And we could say 5 to 7 business days. Okay, now if I wanted to change the color of this, I go like that. Okay, shipping cost free. Now let's say I don't want to say FedEx, but I do want to have an express shipping option, and I want to maybe charge 5 business days. Okay. And I want to actually charge for that. I want to have an express shipping option. And in this case, we have a user who sells, I think he sells scooters, okay? And he has an express shipping, I believe, of like $50 or something like that. It could be more for a scooter. And so you could have an express shipping offer. In this case, I'm just going to say if this is like T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, things like that, I'm just going to say express shipping is $25. Okay. And then if I wanted to, I could delete this. Okay. I can delete this row. Let's just see. I don't want to do the wrong one, but let's see. Delete table. I'm not going to delete table. So I'm just going to go like this. And I could change that if I wanted to. This is here as this table setup. I don't want to mess it up, but we will attempt to in a second. This is not necessarily, you don't have to be a pro at this kind of thing. You can always give it a whack and then, let's see. No, but the good thing is I can always go remove that. Oh, here it is. There we go. All right. So I forgot what that meant, which one it was. So anyway, so that could be, you have your standard shipping that's free, and then you have an express shipping option. And then you could also even go like this. You could put a range 15 to 50. Now, depending on, let's say they order 3 hoodies, then you're going to need to charge more than $25 for those hoodies, because hoodies typically are $7 to ship, $7 to $8 to ship. So let me look at your questions here. There's no legal pages in my settings. Doesn't seem to be. Okay, so I'll show you in a second where to find that. Typically, if we want to go back here, it will be here. So if you go to settings, and it'll say legal pages. Now you should have already created some sort of store. All it needs is your subdomain. So there should be something here that says legal pages. It's the second from the bottom when you click on settings. Okay. All right. So now let's go back. Add any disclaimers related to shipping services you offer, including shipping locations, and if deliveries delays may occur. Okay. And here you could also do. You could add on to that. So due to high demand of some of our products, some items may take up to 2 to 3 weeks for delivery. Okay. Now, again, this is under promising, saying, hey, you might have to experience a wait for your delivery. Again, this is not me telling you to type this. This is just me showing you what I might put on my store. It's entirely up to you what you put based on what you feel comfortable with. And you want to look at what the policies are for Tscape, T-Launch, Printful, and then come up with a framework that is something that meets and satisfies all of their policies. Okay. I do know with most of these print-on-demand companies, if an item shows up damaged, you let them know. They usually want some sort of photographic proof, and then they return. They will replace the item. So it's not a big deal if the item gets there damaged or something like that with something wrong with it. They will replace it. Okay. So here you might say we do not deliver. Okay. We do deliver to PO boxes. However, However, APO, FPO addresses may be returned as undeliverable. Okay, again, this is me just thinking on the fly. Now, the reason I put that is because I have seen that before with some people who've put I think this is a military address or something like that, have put in one of these addresses, and I've seen it happen at least twice where the thing got sent back to us because for whatever reason they weren't able to make delivery. So I might, okay. So please use, if at all possible, a residential address. Okay, so that's just me ad-libbing and editing things as I see fit. So this is same thing. I can delete that and I can reiterate what I put up there like that. Customs duties and okay, so here I could say so I like this, so we can say like this: we are not responsible for any customs and taxes applied to your order. All fees imposed during or after shipping are the responsibility of the customer, including but not limited to tariffs, taxes, etc. Okay, and then I can copy that, not copy it, but make it black. And then maybe I'll take away the italics like that. All right. So we can say, now this says company name is not liable for any product damages or loss during shipment. Typically, if an item is lost, your print-on-demand supplier typically will replace it. Okay. So what I will say here is I will just copy some of what they have here and say, if you received your order damaged, please contact us at to let us know and to file a claim and send photos of the damage. Okay, so again, I'm elaborating a little bit here so you can see what I might do in this case. All right, and I'm going to take away the italics. All right, international shipping. So what we can say here is international shipping rates will vary, but will be at minimum So again, this is me just thinking on the fly right now while we're doing this live. And I'm going to make this black, take away the italics. And so here, as you can see, international shipping rates will vary, but will be at minimum an extra $10 for shipping. I know a lot of you watching live outside of the U.S., so if you've ever ordered anything from an online store that is in the U.S. and it's shipping it to you, I can almost guarantee every one of you have paid more than $10 to have that item shipped, simply because the cost of shipping international is always going to cost something, and it has been just going up actually in the last 2 years. So returns policy. And so here it says add information whether or not offer how to return process. Okay. So what we can do here is we can mimic some of this. If you received, well, actually, this is what I would say. We do not offer returns on any custom printed items unless the item arrives damaged or is the wrong size. Okay, now this is again, cases will be reviewed. Again, I'm just making this up on the fly. Again, not the sexiest stuff, not the most exciting thing to go over when it comes to training. But again, this is me just showing you what I might put in my policy. Now, I can guarantee you this, most people never read it. So you want to fill this stuff out so that you can CYA, cover your own, etc. Cover your own butt. Okay, so here it says return policy. We do not offer returns on any custom printed items unless the items arrive damaged or if you received a different size from what you ordered. Now, again, I'm just using very basic language here. I'm not using any kind of lawyer talk or anything. Questions about returns will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis. If you have questions, please email, etc. So let me hit save. Now, and then if we go down, we have this that is a refund policy. So we said earlier that we do not offer returns on any custom printed items. So what would you do here? So we could say this. Okay, now I made a boo-boo here, put a comma. Let me save this. So I'm going to show you what I can do here in this case. I will go down here, and then in this case, I will say what? I'm going to copy. If your request for a return is approved, you have 30. Excuse me, I just lost my light. The light fell behind me. You have 30 calendar days to return the item from the date you received it. Okay. To be eligible for a return, your item must be unused in the same condition you received it. Okay, so I'm going to go like that. And then something happened here. Let's go for some reason. Okay. So let me make all this the same. All right. And then some of this font is a little bit different. So not a big deal for this training, but I simply notice it. So let's just let's make this heading 5 and see what that happens. So as you can see, it didn't edit everything. I'm not going to worry about that too much. I think it's because I copy and pasted from up above. It's not that big of a deal. But so let's review this. We do not offer returns on any custom printed items unless the item arrived damaged or if you receive a different size from what you ordered. Questions about returns will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis. If you have questions, please email support@mycatswag.com. Okay. If your request for a return is approved, you have 30 calendar days to return the item from the date you received it. To be eligible for a return, your item must be unused in the same condition. Your item must be in the original packaging. Okay. Now, let me just move this down. All right. And let me delete. For some reason, this, as you can see, is in the way, and I don't understand what happened to it. Strange. Don't worry. Let's just go like that. There it goes. Not sure how that formatting got thrown off, but let's paste that back. Okay. Refunds. Once we receive your item, we will inspect it and notify you that we have received your returned item. We'll immediately notify you on the status of your refund after inspecting the item. If your return is approved, we'll initiate a refund to your credit card original method of payment. You'll receive the credit within. Now, this is my experience from doing refunds on different merchant account with different merchant accounts and with different stores. Typically 5 to 7 business days. Okay. I've never seen it take longer than that once you trigger the refund. Okay. All right. I haven't ever seen it take longer than 7 business days. Now, again, I'm not sure. These formats are different. It should be the same. Now, I messed it up a little bit here, and it's not that big of a deal. Most people are going to look at this stuff and read it. They're not going to leave the site because the format is off. They're really. I've never done that. When I'm looking at something, if I want the item, I typically never even look at these policies when I'm shopping. That's just me, though. So, we could go and look at the formatting and things like that if we wanted to edit this. Let's just make it all the same size. And other than that, it looks good. So now we're going to hit save. And I see one little thing that I have a little bit of a different format here. So I'm just going to go like that. Okay. And then save it. Now, this sample editing of the legal pages. Again, this is not me telling you what to put here. You have to decide what your policies are going to be. I had one store at one point in the beginning when I got started where I didn't have, there was a no refund policy unless the item arrived damaged, because at the time they were buying a watch. And it was a most size fits all watch. So you could take away one of the little sections of the band and you could make it fit if it was too big. So I had a no refund policy unless it got to them broken. There's nothing wrong with that. If it's in your policy, it's in your policy. So there's no wrong or right thing to do here. Just know that if you want to satisfy your customers, then do everything you can to keep them happy. And also cover your behind by making sure this is already done and edited, so that you don't have a set of terms and conditions and returns policy that hasn't been updated. Okay, because then you leave yourself up to them, complaining and putting in a chargeback and things like that. All right, and so now we have everything here. We got everything here. Again, these were just samples of what is possible. I recommend you looking at 3 or 4 places where you've shopped at before and come up with a framework, a basis of what your policies are. It arrives, as long as it's they contact you within 30 days. Hey, I have a problem. That's okay. That opens the door for them to maybe email you proof of what they see or why they're upset or with the item. Then you decide what to do, because if it arrived from the vendor, they open it and it had a rip in it, then that's easy. You can contact the supplier like Print4 somebody, say, hey, this got to my customer and had a rip in it, and your employee packed it anyway and shipped it. At that time, they're going to send them a new one. You don't have to pay nothing. No one has to pay anything, and you can tell them to dispose of that item, and everybody's happy. So you definitely want to look at different policies of different stores, ones that you've shopped at. Come up with the best policy that suits you your needs, and also look at T-Launch, Printful, and Tscape, and look at their pages and see what their policies are for returns, damaged items, etc., and then come up with something. Typically, it's either, sorry, there's nothing we can do unless it gets to your place damaged, or you're going to be, hey, you got 30 days. If you're not happy, we'll refund you. Why? Because if you're using Printful, T-Launch, typically most of the time, the quality of these items is going to be good. So, it's very rare that you have a refund. It's typically in the low, on stores of mine from the past, it's always been less than 5%. So for every 100 orders, I would get less than 5 refunds. Okay. And it was probably less than that, actually. It was probably less than, it was about 1% now that I think about it. In the internet marketing world, digital marketing, my refund policy was always less than 1%. When it came to e-commerce, it was around 1%. So digital marketing, less than 1%. I would say it was less than 0.5%. In e-commerce, it was about 1%. So for every 100 orders, I'd have 1 refund. So for every 1,000, I'd have about 10 refunds. Okay. There's some people you're just not gonna satisfy. Okay. So that's just the way it is. To me, I always said, hey, no problem. Mail it back to us. When we receive it, then we refund you. And then what you did, like, let's say, for some reason they didn't like GrooveZilla, right? Then you get all these GrooveZillas that you've had returned, and if they're in good condition, put them up for sale and clearance. Maybe there's nothing wrong with it, but it was returned, so someone did touch it or whatever. And instead of selling it for $29.95, you sell it for, and you might collect 5 to 10 items every few months, and you put them up for sale on a little clear section. Okay. And if the items are not damaged. Okay. So that's one thing to do, right? So with your returns, to get some of that money back. All right. So let's go with stopping to share. And let's see. Peter, if you go to settings, there should be one in there. If there isn't, then reach out to us, because I haven't ever seen a GrooveKart store without a settings section that has legal pages. All right. Facebook user, you can go to StreamYard.com/Facebook to connect. Let's see. Taxes and shipping, live shipping. Why aren't I getting it on my site? Is there a tech question? I will come back after. Not sure what you mean by live shipping, but definitely reach out to support if you have. What am I going to do? Let me show you where you access and edit your shipping. You do have to set up a shipping method for it to actually activate. Okay. So if you go in here to settings and shipping, you have to set up a shipping method for it to be triggered. Okay. So here we have standard shipping and handling. Okay. That is active. This is not. Okay. But if I don't have anything here, there won't be any shipping, and it'll just show as free shipping. So let me stop sharing. Let's see, Frank, when I insert a Google Tag Manager ID into the Google Analytics tracking ID, can GrooveKart fire the same e-commerce conversion? The GTM in question deploys a GA4 tag. Good question. Mr. John Garcia is a better person to answer that question. I will show him this because he's more familiar with Google Analytics. When it comes to analytics, I'll tell you what, I'm the type of person that knows how to set up the code and then look at my little campaigns that for influencers and things where I've paid for people to post, and then I look at the campaigns to see which ones brought in sales. That's about as advanced as I get. I'm a money in versus money out kind of guy. I'm not very technical when it comes to analytics. I will ask this question to Mr. John Garcia, and we will see if maybe we can, if he doesn't want to do it, maybe we could bring in somebody that can talk about all about Tag Manager and analytics. I think that would actually be a very value-added training that we could do. If he's not up for the challenge or something like that, then maybe we could bring an outside expert that's a friend of the Groove community to answer specific things related to Google Tag and analytics and things like that. So I will show him this replay, and we will figure out something to get back to you. All right. Okay. If I send a client a gift coupon, how you set those up? Okay. So let me show you here. So if we go in here and we go into GrooveKart and we go to products, discounts, you can create a product discount for that client. So let's just say the guy's name is Frank, and you're giving Frank $10 off because you sell some items that are $100. You can just say, you know what? All right, and we're going to call it Frank Discount. All right, and it's for a single customer, and we're going to give him, you know, I don't know, tell him he's got a month to use it. Minimum amount is $100. Okay, let's just say because you sell items that are $100 or more, you're making it available for him, and he can use it twice. Okay. Here you could select if it applies to a certain carrier, things like that. That, you know, is it compatible with other discounts? And then you could say, I'm going to give him a certain amount. He's getting $10 off. Let's just say for this example. And that's without shipping. Or if you wanted to do a percent, you could give him 15%, 20%, whatever. In this case, I'm giving him $10 flat off his order, not including shipping. So then you hit save. And then this is the code you would give that customer. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Okay. So there's a person. Thank you. What is the ETA on the custom print design, and who are we using? Please. Custom print design. I believe what you're talking about is the personalization. That is being done through ecom. Now, they did start the process. I don't know how long that's going to take. It's a lot of heavy programming on behalf of Icon, and then on our end, we're setting up the custom fields so that they talk to one another. I'm hoping that in the next 60 days or less, that should be out. And what that's going to let you do is to be able to sell items that say, you know, it's a Charles thing you wouldn't understand, and then swap out the word Charles for Salinas or for Garcia or for Serrata or for Cornetta, and they can type it in and it'll give them a preview, and that'll be personalized. And that's being done through Icon Ecom. And yes, John is always reliable for this sort of stuff. Yes, when it comes to analytics, I'm not gonna lie. I'm the guy that comes with the ideas, launches stores, tests campaigns, pays influencers, drives traffic. You know, loves upsells, loves to set up downsells and upsells and bumps and things like that. But when it comes to analytics, I'm just the basic guy that knows how to set up the code and then just look at the standard reports to see, oh, this campaign made money. I only paid him 100. I made 500, and I'm happy. Things like that. All right. So any other questions? We're doing pretty good here. Again, this was nothing too exciting this week, but what we are going to cover in the next couple of weeks, we are actually going to have a special guest. I'm not sure when. I'm thinking in the next 30 days or less. I plan to bring on John Garcia, and I want to bring on the genius who is known as Simon Leung. Simon heads up our Groove Asia division, and he's a genius and phenomenal marketer and a phenom. And I actually used to learn from him back in the day. This was maybe like 2006, 2007. Before I didn't know Mike Filsame. I used to follow Simon Leung and learn from him. So we're going to have him come on hopefully in the next 30 days or so, maybe a little bit less, hopefully. And he's going to show us tips and tricks related to how to make your GrooveKart listings more SEO friendly, more powerful, so that somebody asked, I think I saw in the group, I think it was yesterday or today, how can they show up on the first page of Google? Well, we're going to bring on Simon to show us what to do with all the SEO possibilities that we have inside of GrooveKart, and how to set up a product listing so that it gives you the most bang for your buck when it comes to SEO and being found in the search engines. Okay, so if next week you can remind me of that, and that'll remind me to reach out to Simon and see when we can have him on. Okay. So with that being said, is there any other questions that we can go over today? Again, we were doing terms and conditions, refund period. I recommend that you look at a few stores that you've bought from. Come up with your terms. Look at Printful. Look at T-Launch. Look at Tscape. See what their policies are. For the most part, they're all going to refund anything that shows up damaged. So you could make that part of your policy. You can also make it part of your policy that they have 30 days to contact you. If they contact you on day 33, your policy is 30 days from the time that they receive it. They're not eligible for any kind of refund or return. That cuts down on abuse and things like that. Okay. And again, this is something you have to decide what those terms and conditions are, what the refund policy is, and things like that. So you're going to customize it to match what you want for your store, and always to follow the guidelines of your state, local authorities, and your country, your state, your city, things like that. Okay. With that being said, is there any other question? And if not, we will make this session today short and sweet, and we'll be back next week. Hopefully, Mr. John Garcia will be back from his cat lover convention number 5, and he will join us, and we can dive deeper into my cat swag and actually get some things going so that you can see us do some live campaigns, hopefully in the next session or two. Let's see. If I use other print on demand, can the APIs enough for integration? Let me show you where you could possibly have something built out, for your store. Let me show you. Share screen. If you wanted to have something custom made before it's out inside of our app, you can go here and API and webhook. If you wanted to make something for your store, you can add a new API key here, and then you could set it up to work with it. Now, I'm not a programmer. I wouldn't know what to do with this section. However, we do have the documentation here. So if you go click here, we have all of the information here, so that if you wanted to, you could hire someone to make you a custom app. You could work with webhooks to work with other third-party print on demand. If you wanted to do something for your store specifically, they could use this documentation and set something up using either the webhook or the API to connect to your store. Again, I'm not a programmer, but that is possible so that you can have something built out for your store. All right. Now, let's go ahead and stop sharing, and let me go back. So with that being said, I think we're done with any kind of questions that we have. Today was a short session. I just wanted to cover the boring things about doing terms and conditions and refund policies. Come up with your own, edit them for sure before you go live. You don't want to go live without anything there. Excuse the light not falling over earlier. And we will see you on the next training. I appreciate it. We will be back next week, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, hopefully with Mr. John Garcia joining us. And my goal is to bring on Simon Leong to help us understand the power of SEO and how we can use it in our product listings using GrooveKart. And hopefully that's in the next 30 days or less. And we will see you on the next one. My name is Frank Salinas. Thank you for being part of the Groove community. And remember, you want to be upgraded. If you're upgraded, you can launch a store every 7 days. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, if you get good at building stores, you can sell those stores and leave one for yourself and sell 1 or 2 a month and make extra income and invest that back into your business. So that's just a thought. Being an upgraded member of Groove, you get to do that. So with that being said, thank you guys for everything, and we'll see you on the next one.